This is Deuteronomy, I'm sorry. Deuteronomy chapter 8. Give thanks with a grateful heart. Thank you, Lord. You know, the song says, for saving my soul. Thank you, Lord, for making me whole. Thank you, Lord, for giving to me great salvation. So full and sweet is great. Deuteronomy chapter 8 and verse number 3 we're going to read. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in my study I was reading and seen and read just a little tad that from Deuteronomy chapter 1 through 6, 7, something like that, is like he's rehearsing what the family did before, and then it starts to give some reasoning in chapter 8. It begins to change it up to prepare them for what's going to happen. But we're going to stick with one verse on today. Sister Shelley, I'm going to see if you can read that verse. Verse number 3 of Deuteronomy, chapter 8. Verse 3, is that what I said? Verse 3, Deuteronomy chapter 8. Read. So he made you suffer. Now, again, he's talking to the children who are left. Everyone else has died off, and now it's time to go into the land of Canaan. But they still stubborn like their mom and daddy. Their mamas and daddies. It's crazy. But go ahead. He fed you with manna. What is this? Y'all remember that song? That I feel deep in. That's what they call manna. What is this? You know. That I feel deep inside. Whatever it is, it won't let me. Oh, they jazz it up a little bit. Hold my peace, you know. Or we singing like old school, like a choir, and we rocking with the robes. We rocking with the robes. You remember that? You remember that, Lexi? I know your mom sang it, did she? Your mom sang it? They still sing it? Oh. I hope if I come back and ask you about singing that song, what is this? Yes, it's been a long time since I heard them. All right, go ahead, read. I'm sorry. You know I'll just be acting up.
Which neither you nor your ancestors had seen.
No one's ever seen it. Seen it before. The song came to my mind. I can't think of it. No one's seen it before. And I've never seen it before. Now, but there's angels' food or bread that came down from heaven. Another person that was fed with that, when you study, it was Mary had a little lamb. All right, she was the one. She had that. So there's nothing new in the sun. I'm just letting you know. And her birth was different too, as well. But you just got to read up on it. All right, go ahead.
He did this to teach you that a person cannot live on bread alone.
He did it to teach us that what? He did it to teach you. To teach us, rather. Well, we didn't. I ain't never woke up to no manna. I woke up to frost and be like, oh, Father, I got to scrape the windows. And seen on the grass, you know, I woke and it's dew. Like I was singing it this morning. Like the dew in the morning, simply rest upon my mind. Yeah, that song, you know. And rest, Jesus, you know, rest. Let that dew just rest on you, know, because it saturates the grass. But when there's a famine, ain't no moisture nowhere. You know, a lot of people think it's just rain. No, when there's a famine, there's no water, period. You don't see no dew, period. It just dries up as hard as I don't know what. All right, so he did it. Now, he sent the man up to when we read it, to test them in their obedience and love. That was the whole purpose. You hear me? The whole purpose of sending the manna that lasted for 40 years until they stepped over into Canaan. Like as soon as they stepped into Canaan, the food stopped. 40 years they were, even though they was rebellious people, he still allowed manna to come. Even though they were like, take us back to Egypt. We don't like God, or we don't like you, Moses. Yeah. I mean, that's what they were saying. Yeah. So he did it to test them, their obedience to trust him. Just trust him. That was the whole purpose, to see if they could, I can depend on you, to see if they could depend on him. All right, the second part of it is to now, the second part of that manna was on Friday, they were supposed to get double. So the second part is that you don't have to go nowhere. You don't have to keep going out. You don't have to go out, just gather in, and you can sleep in on, you can take a little longer rest. You don't have to get up and make sure you get, because dew ain't going to last all day. Once that sun comes, it's gone. All right, so they had a time frame. Are y'all seeing that? Had a time frame, but on, am I that boring? I just mess with you. On the Sabbath or the Saturday, they didn't have to worry about the time frame. Am I making sense? All you had to do just rest, like the dew in the morning. But just let him rest upon you. And you know what they did on that day too? Well, get up like the rest of the 6 days. They just openly just did not trust him. But then he came, a verse of scripture came to my mind this morning, or when he was, but seek ye first. But, so that but is B-U-T, but doesn't mean there's something else all in front of that to show you, here's what, but seek ye first the kingdom of God. So a lot of times we think the kingdom of God is something that's way out there. It's not. Oh, did I do that pretty good, didn't I? Let's see if I can do it again. It's like something way out there. All right. It's like, last week we was at the council, and Jay was saying something. He's like somebody, I don't know what he said, I can't remember. But he said, that's like somebody coming to do cartwheels in church. And Lance was sitting right there. I said, Lance did while he was preaching. He was shocked. He was just like, what? I said, this boy cleared it out and went back and did a cartwheel. Y'all remember that? Y'all don't remember Lance doing a cartwheel here? Oh, my Lord. Well, he did. That's when he was coming a lot. All right. So, what am I trying to say? Oh, yeah. So, the kingdom of God is the provision that he makes. That's all. How he provides for us. So let's make it simple. And when you read chapters 5, 6, and 7 of Matthew, it shows how we're supposed to act and how he provides. It's just, but seek ye first his ways, his provision. And then whatever that you need will be at. I mean, it's really simple as that. Yeah, it is. And he said we don't have to worry about what's tomorrow. Y'all don't know what tomorrow is? Thursday? Okay. All right, tomorrow's Thursday, right? So we don't have to worry about tomorrow because tomorrow's going to do what? Take care of itself. And the evil's already in it. Well, we just got to wake up and take the sleep out of our eyes and go on and yawn a little bit and feed ourselves because it's already taking care of itself. We just wake up to it. I think that's amazing. We ain't got to make sure what kind of weather or nothing. We don't have to worry about the birds and the bees and the flowers and the seeds. We don't have to worry about the wind blowing. We don't have to worry about the rain. We have to make sure the flies are in their proper place to do the trash and the maggots turn. Because all that's part of the day when this stuff happens. We have to make sure that the raccoon turns up the trash can or things because they be doing that to mine. Man, stuff like that. Or the deer, make sure, because if you're going to think about the day, you have to think about everything that's going to happen in the day to make the day process. We don't have to do that. We just wake up to it and go about our daily business that we have planned. Am I making sense to you? But all he says, I just want you to trust me. Trust me. I think it's a song, something like that. Jesus wants us to trust him. But when he says trust him, that means he has said something for us to lean on of what's going to come out of what he has said. But we had to go there. We had to be a part of that. We had to be a part of that. I think that might be the highlight of the day. The oh Lord, that was raggedy. That's better. All right, let's finish the verse out. He did it what? He did it to teach. I just said all that. I could have just had to read it. But he did it to teach what?
That a person cannot live on bread.
Oh, that a person. Nikki, go get it. Can you go get a Twinkie? Do you like Twinkies? You want to eat them? You've never ate one? Okay, well, we're going to try to eat one today. Let's go get a Twinkie. All right. So that he did it for us. Now, that is something that's really understandable. He did it to teach us that man should not live by bread alone. Come. Just stand in the middle of like you teaching it at that table. Open it up. Yes. You want water? Oh, you're going to be. All right, so that is a Twinkie that has cream in it. Yum, 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 yum. There used to be a commercial or something like that. Yum, 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 something like that. Yeah. What kind of church is this? He would be dancing on that little, what was he trying to chase a ball somewhere, wasn't it? Yeah. So she's going to do some yum yum. Just take a bite. That is what in the world? Okay. Did you get some cream with it? All right. You can sit down. So man should not live by bread alone. He did it to teach us that we always making sure. Now, I went to Kingsport today, was working down there with Jay, and Stone Drive is full of fast food places. Stone Drive. I mean, just food, just not fast food, just food. I mean, it was smelling good around lunch. I mean, that whole street was smoking. But you know what? You know what reminded me? He said, and in the last days when it's coming, he said, men will just be wanting to eat and drink and be married. Just restaurants are up everywhere, along with Dollar General stores and stuff like that. but it's all about, if you know something, it's all about us eating food. Make sure that we are cannibals and stuff, and vegetarians and all that. That we just eat, but not really focusing on his way of provision for us. Because he said he died for the world, or he died for the cosmos, how the arrangement of the world is going. So we really have to watch how we engage in the things that we do in the world. And that's just the truth. Because we get caught up in the system, and then we think, oh, this is the way it's been going. He's been moving like this. The adversaries, they know how to make stuff happen too. I'm just letting you know. They hear us talking. Oh, don't AI hear us talking too? I always say it. They sure do. Their little phone, I'm supposed to be going to, I think what I'll tell y'all to Colombia. But I didn't say a word. The guy texts, supposed to be going to Bogota. That's you remember he showed you the picture, and that's where the plane is going. We're going to land in there. He just texted me my flight arrangements because I had paid for it. He arranged everything. He just texted, and all I said was yes, sir. And so that night I went to my YouTube and it says "Pretty Women at Bogota." I said, well, how in the world? I never said the word. He just picked up on, and the woman was nice looking. I'm just going to say it. That's the truth. But I just went past. I was like, what in the world is going on right here? Because I knew it was that foolishness that they're seeing everything we do and hearing everything. That's just the truth. They probably hear me talk about me. Will tell on me later, but I don't know. That's how the phones do. But we just, we just have to watch out. And anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. He wants us to touch. He wants us to trust him. Trust what he says to do. All right. Have you finished the verse yet? Probably not.
But every word that the Lord speaks.
He wants us to trust every word that he speaks. Now, I thought about this on Sunday, and I think I was hitting on it on Sunday, and I began to think, throughout the week. Now, because I know I said about talk about the festivals and all that. Come back up here one more time with your Twinkie. Come on, one more time with your Twinkie. Just take a little bit more bite. Put your mouth is really, it's a little big. Just take a little bit bigger bite to that. Because, you like to eat. I eat with you a lot. Yes, you do. Go ahead. That is still small. Go ahead. Go and sit down. Man should not live by bread alone. So I'm beginning to think about that. But by everywhere, I said, there's got to be more to this verse than when I think live. Because a lot of times we think, I do believe that we think it's about biological living, this living like just make sure we living. I've seen some pictures in there, and I was like, God Almighty. I was a lot thinner when I first came here, but and I went to the bathroom. I said, my neck, what is got these little wrinkles in my, oh my gosh. But I guess it's just this moment where I'm growing. And then, after a while, I'll get small like my dad again, hopefully, hopefully that'll happen. But let's go. The word to live. Oh, we might need that board, maybe. No, we'll just go with that. To live. Let's write that. To live is to be connected to our Heavenly Father. There's a covenant. Let's go to Genesis 17 and verse 18. You'll see that. Genesis chapter 17, verse 18. To live is to be connected to our heavenly. It's a connection. Man should not live by. He sent the thing to test them, just to see if they would just simply obey what he says. He says, just go out, and some of them didn't go out. And you know what happened with them? You giving us this old light bread. And then the mixed people, the mixed congregation who really had good food, they said, don't we remember we used to have ham and I don't know about part of me, and then some pig feet and stuff. And we had green. We had it. And they were more concerned about their physical than what he wanted to give them. Are you following me? Genesis 17, verse 18. Are you following what I'm saying? Are you going to be the reader? Okay, you can be the reader. And they were more concerned about just eating naturally instead of receiving what he said with them. And that part, when we receive what he says, then we'll live better, because the food ain't going nowhere. Because he's going to give the rain. Rain on me. Yes. This one guy said, I've been working for him, he said, I can't stand the rain. Oh, God. Yeah, and I didn't say nothing. I was going to say, it's good for the rain, buddy. You wouldn't be eating. But anyway, I just let him sit there. But rain. It's going to rain. We're going to have cows and stuff like that. We're going to have meat. We're going to have it. There's going to be a time things may get changed later on, but we're going to have it at this moment. Let's read. Let's see what happens. Genesis 17, verse 18. Oh, I need to know when it's 7, if you don't mind. Did I quit early? What time is it? Okay. Go ahead.
Then Abraham said to God, why not let Ishmael be my
Oh, wait. We got to go back and get some more of that. Verse 15, let's start. I got it marked.
God said to Abraham, don't call your wife by the name Sarai anymore. Instead, her name is Sarah, princess. I will bless her.
She shall be called princess. Okay, just go.
I will bless her.
I will bless her, because this is what he's saying. Now, he's not saying I'm going to give her a cow. Make sure she eats well. He's giving her a promotion. We're blessed in the city. We want to sing that song. But when you're blessed, you're promoted because you're being obedient. And he's pushing me forward. Or he's pushing me forward because he's told me what I'm going to be. So he's told Abraham about, don't call her Sarah no more. Call her Sarah because she's princess. Because, go ahead.
I will bless her, and I will also give you a son by her.
I'm promoting her. I'm going to give you a son by her, because remember now, she's 90 years old, And it's been a long time, according to the book of Jasher, that they ain't had no kids. And she been wanting one. She even had her maidservant to become Abraham's wife. And that didn't work. She was mad about that. That causes some, oh, we're going to read some of it. Anyway, go ahead.
I will bless her, and she will become a mother of nations.
Not only are you going to be not Abraham or Abram, but you're going to be called Abraham. Because you're going to be the father of many nations. And she's going to be the mother of many nations, even though she's just got this one child. But she's going to be nations. They didn't just say a nation. All right, go ahead.
And kings will come from her.
King's going to come from her. She's dead and gone. But it don't matter. Because the lineage and the legacy of, we'll see. Go ahead.
Immediately, Abraham bowed with his face touching the ground.
He bowed his face and touched the ground. And he said,
He laughed as he thought to himself,
oh, wait. Now our father is talking to him. And then he's talking, he didn't utter no words out loud, but he said in his heart, where's your heart at? What part of your body is your heart that talks? Yes, your head. Oh, did you just like that? Like, oh, I thought you were like, oh, okay. Go ahead.
Can a son be born to a 100-year-old man?
No, he said it, he's talking and asking, can a son be born to a 100-year-old man? How? Go ahead. Now that he's saying this in his heart. Go ahead.
Sarah, a 90-year-old woman, have a child?
And he's saying all that in his heart. Uh-huh.
Then Abraham said to God,
Now he's speaking out loud. Go ahead.
why not let Ishmael?
Oh, don't forget about Ishmael. That's my firstborn. Can you please don't forget about that's my boy. This boy, that's my boy. That's my boy. Oh, go ahead.
God replied, no, your wife Sarah will give you a son, and you will name him Isaac.
No,
He laughed.
this is not gonna. This is not the one, buddy. No. But I'm going to, your wife, Sarah, that one, that's the one who's going to have your son. And there's a reason for it. Go ahead.
I will make an everlasting promise to him and his descendants.
Covenant. That's it right there. What verse are you at? Yes, verse 19. And God Elohim, I'm here reading from the Sefer. And Sarah, your woman, shall bear you a son indeed, and you shall call his name, what? Isaac. And I will establish my covenant, or what'd you say?
Promise.
My promise with him for an everlasting covenant. Does yours say everlasting promise?
It says everlasting promise.
An everlasting. I can't do it with this guy here. Hey, Ishmael. Because I told you, paraphrasing. I told you back when you was 50-something years old. I know Genesis says 75, but you got to go back if you study. I told you a long time that you and Sarah, before you even had Hagar, that y'all was going to have a son. Now he's telling me you're going to have a son, and you're going to name him. Have you read it yet? Oh, yes, we read that. You're going to name it. His name is going to be Isaac. And I'm going to have an everlasting promise. The promise is with him, and it's going to be an everlasting promise or covenant. So I said earlier that to live is to be connected to the Heavenly Father. That is how you live. All right? So so he's connected to Isaac and says, even though Ishmael is here, yes, but let's read on what he says about Ishmael.
I have heard a request about Ishmael.
All right, I heard you.
Yes, I will bless him.
He said, he told him, I will bless him. Bless means I will promote him. I will push him forward. Yes? Yeah, yes, for her to read. Yes? Yeah, I'm going to make him fertile. Let me see what mine says. And I have heard you, and I will bless him, and he will be fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. Go ahead, what you'll say.
and increase the number of his descendants.
No, go back to what?
I will bless him and make him fertile.
That's it? Okay, and make him fertile. He's gonna multiply. He's gonna be fruitful, not only with his kids and stuff, but he's gonna have success. And what does it say? And go ahead.
And increase the number of his descendants. He will be the father of 12 princes. And I will make him a great nation.
Does that sound like success to you? That you're gonna triumph in the land? But that's not living. Because what does he say? He goes back. He says, but there's that conjunction. But he has had a lot. But he says, but what does he say?
I will make my promise.
But my promise is with my boy Isaac. Yes. I'm gonna make Ishmael successful stuff because I've heard you. Don't forget about Ishmael, father. He said, yeah, I won't forget about him. He's gonna be all that, gonna have 12 princes and all that. He's gonna be great. And and they're gonna be mean and stuff too. But that was back when he told his mama. What he's gonna be like. He's gonna be ruthless. And he is. The family's ruthless. But they're wealthy. They can throw up gas stations all over the world. They can just be just as in Timbuktu and still be flooded with people. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. But because the promise. I mean, what he gave to him and said, I'm going to bless him. I'm going to push him forward. Because I heard you, Isaac, talk about him. Don't forget about him, all right? He said, but the way we actually live is through a promise that I made with your son, Isaac. That's how we live. So we want to make sure that we are in covenant with him. Because hopefully you'll understand this verse a little bit more. Man should not live by bread alone. Because I know it's in Luke chapter 4. It's in Matthew chapter 4. Man should not live by bread alone. But we live by the words of God. So we got to be connected. And when there's a connection, there's a promise. Just because he speaks a blessing over you, does that mean that the promise, that your promised child. The promised child is this, I'm going to stick with, because I have an everlasting love with that one. And I'm going to make sure this one is going to, everything I said about that child is going to actually happen. And he's going to walk in my ways. That's why Sarah's mother of nations, and you're going to be the father of nations. All right? Does that make sense for that? Hopefully it makes, even being successful is not, we think LeBron, I'm going to bring it up. I know she loves him. I'm going to use him just for example. And he does good things. I do know that. All right. But the fame of having your name in lights and all that kind of stuff, and it does look like it's very, this is what I want. This is the lifestyle. That's what it seems like. But that he tells us and shows us that's not living, because he says, but I make my promise and my everlasting promise. He didn't say about all those riches. He didn't say that's going to be everlasting. He said, my promise, what I speak and what I'm going to do with him, I'm going to be with him forever. He didn't say Ishmael. He said, I'm going to be with Isaac forever. And if we are in that lineage, because you love him, everything that he has said about Father Abraham, everything he said about him is connected to you. Because the promise he's made. The promise he made said, read it one more time. But he said, but. No, you got to say but like that. I said, but. Yes.
Make my promise to Isaac.
Yes, and continue to read.
Sarah will give birth to him at this time next year. When God finished speaking with Abraham, he left.
He promised the man at 50-something years old, and he never gave up. He never gave up on it. Our father never gave up. Now, they got disillusioned sometimes. Well, really, Sarah, brought that made an apparition. She made that come into effect with his mind. And so he did it. And yes, he loved his boy. But he said, don't forget about it. But he said, but I told your promise is with this one. And he said, and that's when he said, by next, she's gonna conceive and have a son. Yes, by this time next year. Now we probably need to study that time frame, I think, because it's probably during the time of one of those festivals. That's just me, because I just know how. Because he said, now read that last part when he said what he told her, him about her, what time.
Sarah will give birth to him at this time next year.
All right. Another says conception, conceive. It's probably a time frame, because that's how he works according to his calendar on things when he promised, because it's a promise for us. Okay, let's go. So let's go to another scripture. Even being successful is not real living, though we might be living. I just said it's not real living, because there has to be connection to an everlasting promise, to an everlasting Father who lives. Yes. All right. Genesis, we're going to go. Genesis chapter 31, verse 34, deals with living as well. Oh, I meant to bring that out in verse 19. I'm sorry. In verse 19, when he said, and God said, your woman shall bear you a son indeed, and you shall call his name Isaac, and I will be with him everlasting covenant, and with his seed forever. Okay, yeah, verse 19 is that verse for living. I've got which means covenant. The covenant means the living part, promise. All right, we're going to still deal with living in Genesis chapter 31, verse 34. Chapter 31, verse 34. If you can read that.
Rachel had taken the idols and put them in her camel's saddlebag and was sitting.
I'm sorry. Let's go back up to verse 32. That's the star verse I got. The star verse I have. Go with verse 32. Now, you ever heard that song? I'm running for my life. If anybody asks you what's the matter, they were going to be saved and sanctified. He was set them apart because Laban was chasing them. Well, he was afraid. So he's taking his family when they wasn't aware. But this is what happened in verse 32. Go ahead.
If you find your gods, the one who has them will not be allowed to live. In the presence of our relatives, search as much as you want through what I have and take what is yours.
Okay, now mine says, with whomsoever you find your God, or Elohim, let him not live. Now that's the verse. That's the word. Covenant was the one, or promise was the dealt with living. This word is the same word, man should not live, the same word for covenant and the same word for this word right here. With whomsoever you find your Elohim or God, let him not live. Before our brethren discern what is yours with me, and take it to you. For Jacob knew not that Rachel had stolen them. Now, you may want to Google this or something, but it's in the book of Jasher, chapter 31 as well, verses 40 through 50. It speaks about what she took. And these idols, these images that she took from her father were actually had real hair, and people's head was cut off, and the light. But I don't know if she had it, because they would make these images and they would put a token. Just read it. If you want to write it down, Jasher chapter 31, verses 40 through 50. And so these images would then answer him, because he had like a little prayer room, like Terah, Abraham's father. And so he had this room, and these images would light up, and they would put this gold token with the name of whatever they needed the person, and the head of the real person that was the firstborn would actually speak and tell them what was going on. So she took these images that from her father and hid them under, and actually, acting like she was on her menstrual period, so she wouldn't have to get up. But that's how she hid him like that. But when you read in the book of Jasher, you also see that he said, those were taken, but he went to another room and spoke to some other images, and that's how he found them. Now, do you ever remember me showing y'all where that guy, that devil worshiper, said all he had, all the spirits needed was just a host that needed just an image to talk back to them? Y'all remember that? Okay, that's all they need. That's all they need with the AI robots. That's all they need, and they're going to start acting up. The stuff that we see on cartoons and stuff. Okay, all they doing but just showing us how. Like, it might be going on right now, but I'm just saying they're not keeping us ignorant. They're just not. I'm just saying. All right. So worshiping idols is not living to our Father. Real living is having encounter with our God. That's really having an encounter. So encounter means experience with a person or to come across a particular kind of seeking or making into a friendship or whatever they may be. But you come into an encounter. You have an encounter with him. You have this experience. All right? So I'm just going to say, Sister Jackie, I came across some, remember that experience or that encounter that I had with you at Texas Steakhouse? You remember that? Okay. So I came, and I was laughing at the picture. This was just while I was at the council last week. I came across, and I was deleting some pictures out of my phone, and I came across green beans and a plate of green beans and something else. I think it's steak. I can't remember what was on there. And I asked, had some green beans, and I think they didn't make them right the first time or something. Anyway, Sister Jackie said he told the waiter I wanted some more green beans. I said, no. That's what I told the waiter. Then that joker brought the green beans back, and I did not want them. So the whole point is I'm saying that we had an experience together along with Sister T, and that was a laughing moment. I think Sister Jackie just talked about it a week or two ago. Did I remember about the green beans? And she said, we need to go do that again. I said, no, I don't want no green beans like that again. But the experience we had, that, all right? We had a particular kind of meeting. That was a particular type of meeting. And that was what, about 7 years ago? 7, 8? No, not 8. I've been here going out. Maybe 6 years ago. It hadn't been too long we was together here doing that. All right, so can anyone at this moment, can you just think of a special kind of encounter that you had? I'm going to just use me, for example. What kind of encounter that you had with me? Something that, I just talked about me and you, but go ahead. Another one?
This is my experience.
Oh, your experience. Okay.
In the city park, and I was trying to explain to him how I had just got drenched in my face and could not breathe. And he shook his head. You see that? You proceeded to pour water on me.
I sure did. Okay. Is there anyone else? Anyone else? Any other encounter that we've had? Just with me, then we're going to move on. I just wanted to see anything I had done crazy or not. That was fun, though. We left there soaking wet, boy. Shoot.
I mean, everybody shares this encounter, but like my hug and your hug is personal. Like that's my hug.
Yes. A particular meeting. Come on. Let's just do it again. Oh, my God. That's what happens with Nikki. When I hug Nikki, she tears my glasses off. All right. Anybody else? Yes, sir, Edison? Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did. Oh, good Lord, that's been a long time. Long time. I got a picture of me going. Yeah, I had learned. I had got confidence where I could start playing in church for real. I don't know if I can do it now, but I'm just saying. I was inspired by Dollywood. We went to Dixie St. Pete, and that guy because it's got a snare drum, and he was making that banjo. Have you ever been there? Dixie, anybody been to? The man was slapping them strings and then playing that snare. It intrigued me because I said it was a drum going on. And I love drums, so that's why I learned to pick that up. Anybody else before I move on? All right. I haven't done well in y'all's lives then. All right. So real living is having an encounter with him. That's real living. It's having an encounter with him. And so not with images, though you can have an encounter with images because we see that. And the spirits and these things, I don't know, Sister Jacob, y'all can probably see, because I don't know a whole lot about witchcraft and stuff, and I'm not saying that y'all do, but, something I just don't know. And where with tarot cards and all kinds of other stuff that we use, Ouija boards and stuff like that. And then they read your palms and they get people to drum them back up to start talking to you. That's how it was with them. And you can have an encounter with them and experience. And most time an encounter is like, the definition was very hostile. Like it's really like with enemies. I had to find a good one with the word encounter. But it's really that. Okay. And so he wants us to have an encounter with him. To have an experience with him. And that's real living. Okay, let's go to another verse. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds. And we're going to deal with the word proceed, which goes from Genesis chapter 4, verse 14. Let's go there. And then also Genesis chapter 38. But let's go to Genesis chapter 4, verse 14. Bread does not substitute for connecting with our Father. Come back up here with your Twinkie. Come on, one more time. And a lot of times. Oh, it's 7:01. I thought you said. I thought you said I had 7 minutes. Okay, do y'all want me to stop? Okay, because I want to finish. All right. So, man, go ahead. We think, yes, you did better. No, don't finish because I may have to use it again. So bread does not connect us to him. Though we have things, that's what connects us to him. Oh, but what connects us to him is living out what he has said. If he said, go to Canaan, then doggone it, go to Canaan. Understand? Not just hold off and say, I want my hot dog. I'm hungry. But he said, just go on to Canaan. Because when you get to Canaan, it's going to be plenty of pigs and cows and stuff. And you understand what I'm saying to you? It's the promise what he says. But they were so focused on, feed my belly. Feed me till I won't no more. That's a song. Feed me till I won't. I said, bread does not substitute for connecting with our Father. It does not substitute that. Successful living that's not a substitute. There's people who are David talked about that, the wicked, seeing the wicked be successful. I mean, he was already successful, but he must be seeing some people who was better and more successful than he was to make him feel that way. You understand what I'm saying? Unless he was in the shepherd mode and running from Saul at the time. And then did not understand it, but he probably thought, I'll never gonna become king. This joker gonna kill me before I go. But the promise was spoken to him. So you can't die. You can't die until you do what he says. You just can't. Because he didn't just speak the word while you were living. He spoke the word before he made you. Yes. And though we can get on the roads and do our own little crazy stuff, and he still allows us to keep on living. Living, have breath in our body, because he reminds us, this is what I want you to do. Do you? I love you. He don't talk all loud like I do. But he talks very nice and kind. This is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to be. We're seeking all things that are pleasurable like the world does, but that's not. My promise is, this is where I want you to go. Oh, we're going to see it. We're going to see it. All right. So this is 4 verse. Now, the word proceedeth means to find. It means to find. So, chapter 4, verse 14. Go ahead.
You have forced me off this land today. I have to hide from you and become a fugitive, a wanderer on earth.
Yes.
Now, anyone who finds me,
Anyone who finds me, that's the word. It's the same word that's proceedeth, the Hebrew word for it. I didn't give you the words because sometimes we'll just think that's all that. I'm just letting you know. The same word for proceedeth is the same word for find here. So anyone that finds me, they're going to kill me like I did my brother. Yeah, but he said, I can't take this, but this is just too rough. But I'm not going to dwell on that. So life or death is in our situation. Whatever proceeds out, whatever that finds us, life can find. And life was all about Isaac. And death was, and do you know what he did? He gave grace to Cain. I mean, he's okay. Oh, I love you, so you'll be okay, buddy. He still died though, but still, he took care of the man, even at that. All right. So when something is found, life and death is still part. Life or death is still part of what comes out of how we're going to live, because he'll speak that. Ishmael, yes, he will be successful. He will be blessed. He will have 12 nations. I mean, he will have kings and nations of people. That means that is success. He will be fruitful and he will multiply in the land. Boom. They're going to have children, all that kind of stuff. But my promise, or how I live and how someone's people are going to represent me is through the lineage of Isaac. So it should be trying to check, say, which one am I? or you can try to see who you are, how you feature or how you represent. All right. So let's go to Genesis chapter 38, verse 24. It's going to deal with Tamar. Verse 24 of Genesis 38. All right, mouth, I think is what we're dealing with. No, not yet. We're still dealing with fine. Man shall not live by bread alone. All right, but we want to have an encounter. We're going to live. We got to be connected. When you live for him, you get connected. Are you ready for verse 24? All right, read on.
About 3 months later, Judah was told, your daughter-in-law Tamar has been acting like a prostitute. What's more, because of it, she's pregnant. Judah ordered, bring her out to be burned.
Bring. Same word for find, same word for proceed. Proceedeth. That's the same Hebrew word that we see the English word. All right, it means to find. The same word for find in Genesis chapter 14 when he said, if anyone finds me. So proceedeth, which means to find, sorry. All right, so when we bring her. Life or death is in the situation. No, so Judah, he did fulfill his promise as giving his young son to Tamar. Tamar waited, so she just had an encounter with Judah. And she seemed to be a prostitute. This prostitute who wore at a particular moment. Now, she looked like a prostitute, but she also wore widow's clothing. So now she's pregnant. And so she's told what's happening. And so this is what happened right here. They seen her, and Judah says, bring her here, because we're gonna let her be burned. Boom. She then shows him, here's my stuff right here, but as you gave me the night, me and you did this. Because she knew what she was doing. All right. And he said, this woman has done. Then he said, shame, this woman is so worthy of living. Because I have not fulfilled my vow. So when by every word that proceeds, or every word that it comes out of what he has said to us. Life or, not life and. I said life or death. Situations will happen. Okay? So the situation came, boom. Death came to his life, and he died the way he did. Tamar was about to die. She lived because she was righteous. The acts. It's amazing how our Father works in ways he does. He can take something that's wrong and make it right. And he can take something that's right that we done and still make it right. All right. So let's go with the word mouth. Wrapping it up. Now, all this is in Genesis. Go to Genesis 29. Have your finger there or something there. Also, Genesis 42. And we're going to stop at Deuteronomy 1, verse 26. One verse there. So, I have an example here. The first example is going to be like he's a well of water. Y'all remember that song? In my soul. Nope. All right. That's an oldie. 70s back in the day. 60s probably. He's a well of water in my soul. All right, Genesis chapter 29, verse 2. Can you do that?
He looked around, and out in the field he saw a well with a large stone over the opening.
All right, he saw a well with a large stone over the opening.
3 flocks of sheep were lying down near it.
3 flocks. Now, I don't know, I didn't look up how many that is, but that's 3 flocks of sheep were lying down, waiting to drink. From the well of water, where? In my soul. All right, go ahead.
Because the flocks were watered from that well, when all the flocks were gathered there, the stone would be rolled off the opening of the well.
All right, the stone will be over the mouth of the well, or the opening of the well. And the study said it took 3 men to move the stone. Jacob, it took 1 man, and he moved the stone. All right, so come, Nick. Here's a well of water, this bottle of water. It's a well of water. She's a sheep. What she's going to do is she's going to be that one person, Jacob, crack it open and drink. Drink it like, okay, hold on. All right, so now I'm just got to go with me and just go with my demonstration. So he sees these 3 flocks of sheep, and the stone is over the mouth of the well, or the opening of the well. He moves it, and so that the flock can come and drink of the water. One more time. She opens it, and she chugs it. Like chug it. Make it. You're good, thank you. All right. No, that's your water. All right. So the mouth of the well is what is in the well. Oh, let me see that one more time. Let me see that water. What is in the well is the water. He's leading us to the water. So when he opens his mouth, a lot of times we just think it's just words, like just talking, ain't saying nothing. All right, but when he's talking, he's leading us to my promise is going to be with Isaac, Sarah, and you're going to be a father of nations. She's going to be a mother of nations. Y'all going to have kings and everything. Was in his word hole. You understand what I'm saying? So what's in this hole that will be so precious, especially when it's hot, is we're going for the water. That's what's in his mouth is what he's given us. Am I making sense? Is it coming together? So we live because we're connected to him. All right? You're connected to him because that's how you live. Yes, you can have stuff, but that is not real living. Real living is when you can keep on living because he's got a promise. And you ain't got to worry about dying because you can just go to sleep. What is it? Little Rascals. He would say, alfalfa. With his, go to sleep, my baby. Y'all remember that? Okay, I'm sorry. No. So, all right. Now, it's what comes out, or what's in his mouth is what you want to go for. You understand what I'm saying? So when you open that mouth of that bottle, I want the water. Yes. All right. Is it connecting? So you got to have an encounter with him. Have an encounter with him. And the bread, as I said, it does not substitute. Come on back. Bring your Twinkie. Sister Shelley, the bread, though it's natural, the things that you can grab hold of, the things that you used to, the things that we may used to do, is this does not, eat it, connect you to him. It connects your belly. Good, thank you. It connects to the natural part of you. But he wants us to connect with him. And when you're in covenant with somebody, there's constantly a promise of what action they're going to perform for a duration of time or for the rest of their life. And that's what you look for. And that's what he said. I'm going to be an everlasting, I like that. Her version said, I have an everlasting promise with Isaac. What? Lord. So a covenant is agreement because he already knew that Isaac was going to agree and live for him. When you say it like that. Because you can't have a covenant without two more people. All right? Go ahead. Let's go to Genesis 42, verse 25. The boys are in Egypt. They're going for some grain. Yes, the 12 tribes or the 12 children of the boys of Jacob. And she's going to read verse number 25 of chapter 42 of Genesis. Read on.
Joseph gave orders to fill their bags with grain. He put each man's money back into his sack.
All right. So he said, fill the sacks with grain. Put the money in there. Go ahead.
And gave them supplies for
And gave them supplies for
their trip.
the trip.
After their bags were filled, they loaded their grain on their donkeys.
Wait. Just 25. Yeah. You might read it into two verses. I don't know. So Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with grain, to restore every man's money back into his sack, and to give them provision for the way. And thus he did unto them. All right. So I got a bag of popcorn, over Rickenbacker's popcorn in this sack, and I just now put some money in there. Come here. I'm just going to use you today. So Joseph then, he gives this back to them, the boys. So the mouth, no. Let me do something here. Because I know you ain't going to take the popcorn. This is for something else. Oh, Lord, where's the rest of my money? Oh, there it is. Let's put that in there. I had to do something with that. All right, so he's given it back, gave them grain, gave them their money back, and gave them whatever they needed. Plus, remember he put that goblet that I think it was gold or silver into a Benjamin sack for a trick to get him back. You know, he knew what he was doing, but we're not going. That's not the point of what I'm saying. What's in the sack? What show the mouth of the sack? Show everybody the mouth. Just show them the mouth. Like hold it open, show the mouth. The mouth. What's in it is what you want. It's just not words. It's what he said. If you go to Canaan, he said Canaan is a land that flows with milk and honey. That is huge. It might be two words, but it's huge. And you can have whatever you need. The land will be restful. And he said, only thing I ask you to do is to make sure you clean it up. Get all the people out, because if you don't get rid of the people, he said, they will change your hearts and you will become worse than them. That's what he said. That was of what he was saying. Am I making sense to you? So the mouth is the water with her DNA all in it, right? Yes, say yes. The mouth is the water there. It's what is in the mouth. In the bottle is the water. What's in there is the grain and the money and the goblet. You can take the money if you want to. You can have the. Do you eat popcorn? You can have that. It's clean. I don't think nobody had their head in it. No. All right. You understand what I'm saying? It's what's in the mouth. What's in it? What's in it? Go ahead, sit down. You can take your water. Two. Oh my gosh, my hand's not doing right. Okay, last thing we're gonna go. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 26. Man shall not live. Live means to be connected by bread, but you gotta be connected to him, not bread alone. By the Twinkie that she's eating, not that does not connect you to him. But by even though you may have success, he blessed him, said promise. He promised Ishmael, but he had a everlasting covenant with Isaac, with his whole lineage, that those that follow and walk before me, he says. Walk before me. When you walk before him, that means he's walking behind you. And when you walk before him, that you know you're going to walk because he sees all your deeds. And you want to make sure you do it right. Because he's talking to you along by the way. All right? And you want to walk before him. And wherever he tells you to go, Elijah, he told Elijah, go to, I forgot the brook, but go to the brook and the ravens are going to feed you for a period of time. The ravens fed him, and he had water by the brook. Gosh, I can't remember, but just go with the story. And when that brook dried up, then you know what our father said to him then? Go to Zarephath. I do remember that. And he said there will be a woman that will take care. All right, he went to Zarephath. So it was what was in his mouth that he was saying to him. He was giving him direction and things to do. Are you making this? Okay, so, you know, when he gives us, us with money, say we make a few $100s, like $100. So he, you know what, just like with the man, he says, oh, I've given you this, so now you can trust me, try me, trust me. I've given you ability to work it. Now, all I ask is just give me a tenth of that and then give me an offering. That's what he's saying. I know we give it to the church, but I actually make up in your mind, I'm giving it to him. Trust me. We go to jail over a piece of paper. I know I say it all the time. We have police call on us or something. I mean, we get in trouble. People tell on us, he took my money. In school, he took my money over that. Coins. But when he said we don't live by that. You live by what and a lot of times it's not the stories in the Bible, it's what he says to you personally, Shell. What he said to you personally. That's how you live. Because he ain't going to talk to you the same way he talks to your mama. I said, your mama. Yeah, did you get it? He's not going to do that. You understand what I'm saying? He's not going to do it. So we have the scriptures just to show his character and show our behavior in the situations and how he's going to behave and because every situation is in some lives. And he will show us, and he's going to show how he's going to do. Somebody said, no, this is how he works. I'm like, no, I ain't never seen him work like that. This is how he's going to do it. And then, because you have an encounter with him. You live by him. You promise. All right? Now, the last one. Go ahead. Verse 26. 26? Yes, of Deuteronomy chapter 1.
But you rebelled against the command of the Lord.
You rebelled against he ain't talking to the people that first came. He's talking to the kids because they act like they mom and daddy. Oh, I'm sorry. We act like our mom and daddy. And so what did he say? And they refuse to go. So here's what happens. The spies. Remember when the spies came back? And the 12 spies? 10, Joshua and Caleb was like, shoot, we can do it. If we put our minds to it. The other 10 was like, oh, no, we cannot. Right. The other 10 was like, we are giants. I'm just paraphrasing. There's no way we're going to conquer. The thing about it was he had already told them that they would take the land over. Just see what you're going to get yourself into. That's all. He's already told them that. And they were coming back to give a report of how the land was. I just want to say, the 10 spies, they was carrying the grapes and stuff back from the land. Do y'all see these grapes? They're humongous people. Do y'all see? They were showing proof of what the land was like. Because he said, I'll give you a land that flows with milk and honey. A lot of sweet stuff. Milk is a lot of cattle because they were farmers. So they have a lot of cattle and they have a lot of sweet things, and they was carrying it back and showing them what the land looked like. The people, they didn't know what the people looked like. The people, we are small to them, and we are going to be damaged. No way. We're not going to. And that he said, that right there, they were trying to live. They live by his mouth, of the spies' mouth. Because the spies said, we can't do it. So he said, that's how y'all going to wander for 40 years, and you're not going to be able to see the promised land. Am I making sense? They live by the word hole. What was in their mouth, the description that they gave the land of the people. And so the people live by that. They lived according to the spies. So man should not live by bread alone, but what we live by is what comes out of his mouth. We're connected to what he says. I'm connected to him. You got to be connected to him. That's the thing. You got to see that. You're in covenant with him and everything. All right, I'm done. Now, is it 7:30 probably? Oh, I did good, I guess. All right. Anyone want to say what you learned tonight?
The part about learning what exactly it is that comes out of his mouth, to know that is being blessed, and the different parts where you broke them down in different areas of your life, because sometimes